Hey, what is going on YouTube? Welcome back to another Fallout 76 video. In today's video, I have some more Fallout 76 news and information to share with you guys, and we have a lot of Fallout 76 news and information to go over. Now, in this video specifically, we will be focusing on kind of two topics, if you will. The first topic is going to be a bunch of new multiplayer information, which essentially was dropped from Pete Hines. Because Pete Hines was tweeting out a lot of stuff today and answering a lot of people's questions about Fallout 76 multiplayer. So we're going to look at that. We get a lot of new information and a lot of reiterated information as well, but still good information nonetheless, as a lot of people are asking these questions. Second thing we are going to go over is that huge Fallout 76 gameplay event. Long story short, a lot of content creators have been posting photos from those. I have been on social media all day, well, for a little bit of today, and I have gathered most of the photos I could find of the Fallout 76 event, and I'm going to show those to you guys in a slideshow near the end of the video. And the photos do give us a little bit more information about what's currently going on at the event. So we're going to look at some of those as well. So with that said, let's go ahead and get straight into the video. We have a lot of tweets to look at from Pete Hines today, so I'm going to try to read them back to back, one right after the other, and I may or may not give my opinion on each and every single one, and my opinion will be very short, sweet, simple, and to the point. So with that said, let's go ahead and start with the first tweet. Somebody says, "Hey, Pete, so you guys released the new in-game trailer. Is this the last, or there will be more trailers?" To which Pete Hines says, "There will be more. Plus the hundreds of hours of gameplay foils will put out soon from the event." Really awesome, really cool. A lot more trailers on the way and a lot more gameplay on the way. Next person says, at DC Deacon, kinda sad you can't be a raider in Fallout 76. No killing and looting unsuspecting players, question marks. No actual raider roleplay, then fix it please. My whole point in playing and buying the game was to be a raider. To which Pete Hines says, you can kill them and loot their junk. You can't take their weapons or armor or stuff like that. Now I've heard a lot of people saying you can't roleplay as a raider, but Pete Hines clearly said that you essentially can kill unsuspecting players and take their junk. But keep in mind, when you do this, you will have a bounty on your head. You'll become essentially a wanted murderer. And it's going to be really hard for people to roleplay as raiders, since, they're going to get bounties on their head. People are going to come hunting for them. People are going to want to hunt for them. So it's going to be a really hard, essentially, life as a raider if you want to play that way. But think about it. If you were a raider in real life, people would be hunting you as well. Especially if it was an apocalyptic situation where you had a bounty on your head. It'd be hard for you to, kind of be a raider. It'd be challenging. It'd be a tough, hard lifestyle, and I don't think everyone's cut out for the raider lifestyle, but it can be done, as Pete Hines clearly did say. Next one, somebody says, "Hey, just want to mention that crossplay is one thing, but cross-saved isn't as complicated. This will cost you guys some double sales. People use different systems. This is lame." To which Pete Hines says, "Until a few days ago, neither was possible across all platforms. We will look into what can be done after we get through beta and launch, and whatever issues need to be resolved from there." So guys, long story short, a lot of people still blaming Bethesda Game Studios for no cross-platform play in Fallout 76. Keep in mind, it is still Sony's fault that there is no cross-platform play inside Fallout 76, because Sony, a long time ago, when Bethesda Game Studio asked them for cross-platform play, Sony said no. Bethesda put that on the back burner and focused on making Fallout 76. They made this entire game not thinking about cross-platform, play. And literally 6 weeks before it launches, Sony decides, oh yeah, let's allow cross-platform play for Fortnite. So keep in mind, not Bethesda Game Studios' fault. They designed a game to work without cross-platform play because they thought that's how it was going to be. So don't blame them. Still blame Sony. Still Sony's fault. If Sony would have approved it earlier, there would have been cross-platform play, but they didn't. So, yeah. Moving on to the next tweet, somebody says, "Hey Pete, I'm really curious how the servers will work in 76. Can you shine some light on how that's going to work?" To which Pete Hines says, "Probably not. If you're looking for a tech explanation, you just hit play and join a server. Servers are all cloud-based, so we spin them up when wherever and whenever we need them. Next person asked, Mr. Hines, I know you said something along the lines of we're not locking content behind a barrier you have to pay real money to cross, which I'm super happy about, but will I have to play an unreasonable amount to get that 1/6 skin? Will a $5 skin take 20 hours to get? To which Pete Hines says, no, I think this is really cool. You know, in a lot of games, you know, when they sell skins, they're really expensive. So it looks like Pete Hines is saying that the skins are either going to be fairly easy to earn in game, or they're going to be fairly cheap so you could buy them with real money, which is awesome. Hopefully there's no $20 skins like in Fortnite, but you know, Pete Hines saying no, hopefully that means cheap skins and cheap cosmetics for everyone. Next person says, how can we roleplay to our heart's content in Fallout 76 if we get instantly punished if we want to be a raider? Is there a loop that we can do that and feel like we are truly immersed in the world of Fallout? To which Pete Hines says, you get punished if you raid people who don't want to fight back, and you murder them anyway. I imagine if you find someone your own size that doesn't mind a battle, then they'll fight back and there's no penalty for anyone. So there you have it. If they, you know, if they don't fight back and you kill them, penalty for you. You know, people will be after you, hunting you. If somebody fights back, then it's fair game to essentially everyone. It does look like you, like I said earlier, you can roleplay as a raider. It's going to be really tough for you. Next person says, so let me get this straight. You can nuke pretty much wherever you want in the map and it gets completely fucked. Fucked. Does this mean you technically built two maps, one normal and the other one destroyed? To which Pete Hines says, that area becomes nuked for a period of time, I don't recall how long, and then reverts back. So you can essentially nuke any area of the map, and it will stay this high level irradiated kind of glowing sea type area for a little bit, and then it will revert back to its normal self. Next person says, seems you have a pre-release party. I hope you have a lot of fun. Maybe share some fun with us and give us at least some new footage, or maybe the codes for the pre-order customers with some chance to get in early. To which Pete Hines says, we are having the press and influence event to let them play and capture gameplay to share with you all next week. So confirmed essentially that 400 hours of gameplay is going to be coming sometime next week. So that's pretty awesome. Next one says, at DC Deacon, so you guys said there's no NPCs in the game. Does that mean there are no NPC hubs or raider camps like the Teddy Bear Raider from Fallout 4? I'm just scared of worlds going to feel empty without NPCs. Would they be something that could be added later? To which Pete Hines says, why don't you see what it looks and feels like? You'll see all the different footage next week. So it looks like they have essentially said that there will be NPCs in the game. They're just going to be robot NPCs. In my opinion, I don't care who I get my quests from, as long as I'm questing, as long as I get to play the game with my friends, as long as I get to explore a whole nother world that I've never explored before, I'm fine. Next person says, will there be any companions in this game? To which Pete Hines says, if you decide to group with players, which pretty much is a no. You're not going to have no companions, no dog meat, you know, nobody to follow you around and kind of be your essentially companion, your buddy. It's only going to be other players. So no dog meat, no, you know, cat follower, no anything like that. Really was looking forward to having a dog follower, but I understand why they're not going to do that. It would just be really weird if everyone was walking around with an animal, and it really wouldn't feel like Fallout, in my opinion. Next person says, at DC Deacon, question about PvP. The murderer, marker, and bounty. How do you prevent players from killing other players? Getting a murder in their squad, then killing these murderer themselves. So the bounty they have to pay gets back in their own pocket, and the marker disappears immediately. To which Pete Hines says it doesn't go back in their own pocket. Long story short, if you kill someone, you murder them, you get a bounty on your head. Essentially, when somebody kills you, that's coming out of your own pocket, and it's really not going back into your pocket, if that makes sense. Essentially, even if someone was to give you the caps back that they killed you with, you're not gaining any more than you had to begin with. So moving on to the next one, somebody says, but if this is actually in reply to that one tweet that we just read by the same user, Zap Rocket, to which he says, but if I would kill someone, I get a bounty on my head. What if my best friend or partner in crime kills me? He will get the bounty and could give it back to me. So with 2 or more people, we would be able to hold that money and delete the murderer marker instantly, right? To which Pete Hines says, seems like an awful lot of trouble to go through for some caps. Which does make sense. I mean, if you think about how easy it is to earn caps in regular Fallout game, you know, you just explore a little bit, you find caps in various containers, you know, you do quests, you get caps. I mean, the only thing I see caps really useful for is kind of trading, but even then, I mean, are you going to do a lot of trading once you think about it? Probably not all that much. I mean, I'm probably not going to want to trade with anybody. I mean, I'm going to want to keep all the stuff I earn rather than give it away for caps. I mean, if I'm growing vegetables and somebody comes along and says, I'll give you 100 caps for a vegetable, I'd rather keep my vegetable because there's nowhere else I could go buy stuff. Unless there is some type of general store in the game run by a robot NPC, then I could go there and buy stuff. Then yeah, I see what the use of caps is for. But other than that, really don't see why I would, you know, you would go through all that trouble for some caps. Next person says, will you be able to nuke the Cranberry Bog as it is already a high level place and get even to a even higher level place, or will there be a certain level that after you nuke any place the loot and mobs will be set to which Pete Hines says you can nuke anywhere. Essentially wherever you nuke turns into this wasteland. Essentially picture the glowing sea from Fallout 4. Pretty much this place turns into the glowing sea from Fallout 4, where it's really high level, really hard level enemies depending on where you nuke and stuff like that. Now this same user asked another question when he said, okay, but if you nuke a low level place such as the forest, will it be difficult as Cranberry Bog after it has been nuked? To which Pete Hines says, it'll be hard as hell. I'm not sure the difference, if any, will matter much. So essentially if you nuke like a low level area like the forest, the enemies will scale up to a really high level. They're going to have really good loot on them, but they're going to be extremely hard to kill at the same time. It's going to kind of suck for those people in the forest, because if somebody nukes the forest and they're just walking out of the vault for the first time and a nuke goes off, they're either going to die or be stuck in this glowing sea irradiated hellhole, which is going to kind of suck for beginning players if people do decide to nuke the forest. Next person asked a pretty good question when he says, are small streamers allowed to stream the Fallout 76 beta? If not, how could I get around to how can I go around getting permission to do so? To which Pete Hines says, anyone can stream/share starting October 23rd. None of the pre-beta tests can be streamed. To which Alpha GG replied, I don't have access to pre-beta. I'm just a small streamer, a dot on the wall compared to the big ones. To which Pete Hines replied, we haven't given pre-beta access yet. We are doing a standalone event. Nobody can stream during pre-beta test, only during beta. So it seems like what the people at the huge gameplay event are playing now is kind of a standalone thing from Fallout 76 and is really not the Fallout 76 beta itself, or at least that's the thing I get from this tweet. I could be wrong, but I hope it isn't, because I would really hate, you know, for all this footage to come out and kind of ruin the game for everybody. And I would understand why they did a standalone event where it was kind of separate from the Fallout 76 story, you know, and stuff like that. But who knows? We'll have to wait and see until it actually comes out. Next person, known as GG Gamer, said, it would be unique if you guys would add a thing that if my character is fighting a lot, so he will get scars and grow a beard after a week of playing the game. To which Pete Hines says, well, just add the scars beard yourself as you could play. You can change your character's appearance at any time in the main menu. So long story short, you could change your character's appearance at any time in the main menu for free. It's not going to cost you money like other games charge you money to change your character's appearance. You know, Fallout 76 is going to do that. You could just change your character's appearance whenever you want, which I think is really freaking cool. Next one says, hey Pete, wanted to ask if there is a large variety of weapons and armor in Fallout 76 like 3 and New Vegas compared to 4. I've played them all and it seems as though there just wasn't enough weapons and armor variety in 4 as the prior games. Keep doing what you do, have fun. To which Pete Hines says yes. So it looks like there's going to be tons of armor, weapons, and stuff like that inside Fallout 76, which is really awesome. Next person says, just wondered, will there be radios that players can use to broadcast out to other players? And if so, will we get the option to upload audio files and make our own radio channel that other players can listen to? To which Pete Hines says, you don't get your own radio station. So you don't get your own radio station. Players aren't going to communicate by radio. That's kind of what that clarifies, which is really fairly, I guess you could say, cool in my opinion. It would really suck to have to go through, you know, a bunch of radio stations made by a bunch of people playing a bunch of crappy music. I'm not sure if there'll be one radio station that everyone can listen to. Pete Hines didn't say that there will be no radio station, but he just said that people won't get their own radio station. So yeah, that's pretty neat. Now that's it for the news portion. That's it for all the gameplay info. That was everything that Pete Hines tweeted that was noteworthy for today. There was a few smaller things, but nothing really interesting or new. You know, all this stuff was kind of new and fresh, and kind of stuff that we just learned about the Fallout 76 gameplay, and kind of got this new information from Pete Hines when he tweeted this stuff earlier. Moving on to the second portion of the video, essentially a lot of content creators who went to that huge Fallout 76 event tweeted a bunch of pictures from the Fallout 76 event, and it essentially gave us two pieces of information. One being super important, essentially people are playing it right now, and you'll see that in the first picture of the slideshow you are about to see. Essentially you'll see people playing and sitting there playing Fallout 76. And the second piece of information is it looks like it's an awesome, fun, amazing time, and it looks like they are feeding these content creators really good food. But with that said, here's the slideshow. So yeah, guys, that event looks pretty awesome. It looks pretty fun. It looks pretty amazing. It looks like they're getting gifts. It looks like they're eating well. It looks like they're getting to play Fallout 76. That event looks so awesome. I wish I could be there. Hopefully, with a lot of hard work and dedication, I can do so, you know, in the future, at future events. But who honestly knows? Anyways, what do you guys think of the event? Are you guys excited for it? I mean, are you guys excited for all this gameplay coming soon? Do you wish you could be at the event? Let me know that in the comment section down below. Did you guys learn anything that you didn't like about the Fallout 4 gameplay information or the Fallout 76 gameplay information? Are you guys excited for some of the stuff coming in Fallout 76? Are you guys excited for Fallout 76 in general? Let me know in the comment section down below. Anyways, guys, I think that's gonna do it for this one. Don't see anything else on my screen here. So yeah, I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, drop a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time. So bye everyone.